And in order to bring in, well, let's go here first. Oh, I don't want to do that. So what I am going to do is I am going to go find where I have my Power BI, where I've got some sample data. So I just clicked on the folder. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go to data sets, and I'm going to say text CSV. I know it's in my data analytics, and it's in my sample data. And let's use financial banking. I don't think this is the same one that I wanted to use, but I'm going to use financial bank sample. That's what I should have did in the first place. Should have just picked one. So I went to get data. I'm going to bring my data in. I'm going to load the data. And it shouldn't take that long to load. The file's really not that big, 731 rows. So now I've brought in my sample data. I have my tables. If I come over, I can see that I have financial bank sample, date, and this is all the data that's in here. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go over, I'm going to bring in a spreadsheet, because that's how we like to look at data a lot of times is, what does it look like in a spreadsheet? Because that's what we're used to seeing. We want to see what it looks like in a spreadsheet. So I'm going to bring in my account number and the balance. I'm going to put the date in the beginning, interest rate, risk level, transaction, amount, and the transaction type I'm going to place in the beginning. Now, I've got my account numbers, and what this is actually doing is that it is trying to sum down here the account number. So I want to make sure, well, you know what I want to do? I want to come to my account number, and I don't want to summarize the account number. The balance we can summarize because a balance is an actual number. So now we see we've created a spreadsheet, and in this spreadsheet or in this table, we can see this, but we can see by year, by quarter, by month, by day, account number. We have the balance of each account number. We've got the interest rate. We don't want to sum the interest rate. So I'm going to do don't summarize, so we can see the actual interest rate. Risk level is low, medium, and high. Transaction type is withdrawal, deposit, transaction amount. And even though we are going to sum that, I'm going to take that title off. I'm just going to put transaction amount, and see, take sum of off and just show transaction amount, transaction type. So real quick, we've got a table. Now, what if we want to see just the withdrawals? So I'm going to create a slicer, and in that slicer, I'm going to bring in transaction type. So now we're still seeing all of the withdrawals and deposits. But now I just want to say I want to see just the deposits. So I see just the deposits. Or if I want to see just the withdrawal, now I can see just the withdrawal. We've got a blank field up here in the transaction type. So I'm going to click on this slicer. I'm going to come over, and I'm going to say I want to see everything except for that blank. Now, the thing about that blank is it's 722 that are blank, and there are 4 that are deposits and 5 that are withdrawals. So it's going to remove a lot of that data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in. I want to see all of that, because we do want to know. Well, as a matter of fact, there's no data there. It's showing 722 rows, but there's no data. So that's okay. So I'm going to come back over. I'm going to take those blanks out. I have 722 blanks, and there's really only 4 or 5 deposits and withdrawals. So that's how I create a table, and this is how I created a quick slicer, just so that I can see the deposits and I can see the withdrawals. Now, let's see. Let's say we want to see the interest rate. Let's do a card. So now we've got a card. I'm going to bring in the interest rate. And now we see the sum of the interest rate is 0.45. We don't want to summarize the interest rate. Let's see. Just think here. If we do the deposits, so what I'm going to do with the interest rate is I want to see the average interest rate. So for the deposit, it is for the deposits, the average interest rate is 6%. For the withdrawals, the average interest rate is 4%. Now that could mean something if we were really trying to find something, but I'm not necessarily trying to find. I'm just trying to show you how to create a real quick dashboard. Now, let's say we want to see how many account numbers do we have. So now what I'm going to do is I use another card. I brought in all the account numbers. So it says, so what it's trying to do is it's trying to sum the account numbers, but I don't want to sum it. I want to count. So I'm just going to say count all of the account numbers. And if you can remember, we had 4 deposits. We had 5 withdrawals. If we look at all of that, we've got a total of 9, right? Real easy. This is real easy creating these dashboards, or at least it is when you go through the course power of the BI. That's a little shameless plug. Shameless plug. Let's see. Let's create another slicer, and in this next slicer, let's create one for. That's not what I wanted. For a transaction type. So here we're going to be looking at what the transaction types are. Not transaction types, risk levels, I'm sorry. So now we've got high. So we got a count of 2 that are high. The average rate is 7%, and they both are deposits. We got low, which are 4 withdrawals. We got a count of 4. We're seeing 4 here in the table, and the average interest rate is 5%. And medium, we have 1 withdrawal and 2 deposits. We see that that's a count of 3, and the average interest rate is 3%. And if we look at the interest rates here, we see that we've got 0.06, 0.02, 0.06, and 0.03. You see, so if we added those together, we would get 9, 11, and 3 would go into 11. 3 going to 11. 3 times. Yeah. So it's not going to be total. It's not going to be a solid 3, but it's going to be about 3%. So just real quick, that's just creating a real quick dashboard. And then say we wanted to insert some text, and we want to call this dashboard sample financial dashboard. Of course, we want the text to be a little bit bigger, so we're going to come down 36. That's too big. We're going to call it 24, and we want to bold it. Boom. Just real quick. Just real quick dashboard, right? And just imagine, you being in your profession and what this can do for your profession. The data that you use is is the data. You may not be using financial data. You may have widgets data or capacity data. Every industry, every department is going to be using business intelligence. It's just a matter of if you want to get in on the front end or if you want to get in on the back end. If you want somebody else to get paid for doing this kind of work, or if you want to get part of that money. What I'm doing here now is I'm just formatting, I'm highlighting, and I am just going to say I want to center this. I'm going to align it, distribute it horizontally. So now it's horizontally distributed, and just real quick. That's all it was. It's a real quick dashboard. Of course, if you want to see some other dashboards, I've got other dashboards here on my channel. You can go through and you can click those. I'm not going to go through. I'm not going to format this information here. But this is real world. This is what Power of the BI is, and this is what we do. So if you're interested, go over to if you're interested, go to the link below. Go to the link below, and even if you don't want to sign up for the actual course, you want to just actually get a good feel for this and building dashboards. I've created a Power of the BI in a day course. It's not necessarily a whole day. It's really about 4 to 6 hours, depending. It's about 4 to 6 hours, depending. But I give you the data and work with you. It's really a hands-on deal of you creating a dashboard. So with that said, go over and I want you to go to the link below and click the link, select the link below and join my dashboard in the day course. And it's a fun course, and you'll be working with other individuals that'll be learning how to build dashboards as well. If you think you're ready right now, and you just know it hands down, you're ready to bring Power BI into your profession, and you're ready to turn the trajectory of your career to a whole nother level, to a whole nother degree, and increase the amount of money that you're making based on this extra skill set that you have. Please feel free. Go over to my website and join Power of the BI. Join the Power of the BI course. There is a pretty significant discount. Matter of fact, below in this video again below, there is a link that will get you a pretty significant. It's a 50% discount on the course. It's a 50% discount on the course for the link below. So you can do that. Another thing is go over to Amazon and help me out. I've got a book out there. It's called A 6-Figure Cheat Code. I'm teaching you how to make money in tech. It's called 6-Figure Cheat Code, how to make money in tech, but I'm showing you how you can make money. I'm saying in tech, but primarily building dashboards in using Power BI and business intelligence to make money, and not having to be afraid of artificial intelligence. Anyway, this has been another video brought to you by Power of the BI. Thank you for joining in, and I look forward to seeing you win again in the next video.